I will be going over, a full breakdown strategy of what I look for when I look in for plays, and all the confluences that I can use to get into those plays. So, how did I know a flush was coming? Um, this was literally the number one questions in my DMs and unanswered questions in chats. Um, Basically, the easy answer is experience. So, when you're in the market for so long, right, and we have literally up only with like minimal pullbacks, and you see that funding is uh, highly positive. So altcoins and not much Bitcoin, but just altcoins in general, their funding was extremely positive. Okay, so what that means is you are paying a funding fee every 8 hours to keep that long position open. Um, you're paying those fees to those that are short. And if funding fee is negative, you are paying longs to keep your shorts open. Okay, so I typically don't have this issue spot trading. This is only a leverage problem, or those that leverage trade. But keep in mind, if funding gets super high, you might be mindful or want to be mindful of keeping your positions open, whether you're short or long. All right. Now, other that was one of the reasons why I knew that we were going to have a little dump. Um, Now, when I spoke about a flash, you know, dump, okay, like yes, we took out the highs, but we dropped 4% in over 4 hours, right? And we're revert like literally V-shaping up, reversal, kind of like a Dalai Lama. That's what it's called, okay? But the other reason that I knew we were going to dump was looking at USDT dominance, right? This is one of the charts that you guys all want to take a look at and understand how it works. I go over this deeply in my class, but what we have going on right now, okay, this chart's inversely correlated to crypto. So if this chart is bullish, okay, it is bad for crypto. If this chart is bearish, it is good for crypto. Now, we were hovering on support yesterday, right? Hovering on support, plus we had a swing failure where we came and took down the lows, and then we went a little bit higher. When you are on support on USDT dominance, you do not want to open up any longs. You want to, yes, price can continue to go a little bit higher, but usually we have a little dump. Now, no one's to say how much of a dump we will have. It's just, you want to buy coins or long stuff when we are at resistance, and you want to get out in profit or take some profit, not necessarily short or long when we are at resistance or support, but it's just confluence that you can use, as your side by side analysis with other coins. Okay, so I knew that we should not be in any longs yesterday. I knew we were going to have a little dump, not because of funding fee, um, and this, but also taking a look at spot versus perp prices. Okay, so this chart here, this top one is my Coinbase, and this is the only one I care about. And then these are your perp prices. Okay, anything with .p. Now we see that Coinbase premium is less than, or Coinbase spot price is less than perp price. Okay, when perp price is leading spot price, that is an indication of bearishness or an indication that we are going to have a little pullback. Now, yesterday, the price of perp versus spot, perp was leading by about $30. Okay, that's a good amount to be up, and typically you want to take caution when perp is leading. And I've spoken about this a few times in my channel. But currently we have a $10 discount on spot price versus per price, okay? Um, Now, Bitcoin, we had a swing failure. Let me go to the perp chart. So on the 4 hour, and I'm a high time frame swing trader, so I only trade basically the 4 hour time frame or higher. Okay, I don't lose brain cells looking at the 15-minute or 1 hour or lower unless I want a quick scalp. But along with the swing failure pattern, okay, we took out the highs, closed below. Then at that point, right, we had that 3% dump, literally from 52 down to 5.8. So all of these were indications that we were going to have a little dump. We were hovering and consolidating under resistance. We had a little dump, but when you see consolidation without that strong strength to push through, okay, it usually is weakness. Now, if we were hovering here for the longest time and we didn't have this little dump, I would have been totally fine because we're just consolidating very tightly. But as soon as we had the dump and then we recovered it, okay, you wanted to see strength and go above resistance. We were unable to get it, okay, in confluence with USDT dominance being its support. Also, the dollar putting in a swing failure pattern as well. Now, this is another quote unquote indicator that I use. Okay, when the dollar index is bullish, it's again inversely correlated to not just the crypto markets but the equity markets as well. We took out the highs, closed below previous lows, putting in a swing failure and then continuing higher. So this plus USDT dominance being in support, plus Bitcoin taking a swing failure. Seeing this dump was pretty easy for me at least. But again, it comes with experience. No one's going to understand it and how to read these, over the course of a day or two or whatever. So understanding these charts will help you in your analysis when a possible dump is coming. Do I think it's over? I don't know. All right. So what happened on Bitcoin, right? Right now, the strength is in ETH. Okay. Bitcoin's just a Ponzi right now. ETH is where the strength is. ETH is going to 3,200. Um, the ETH narrative is going to be strong. I mean, look at this, right? We had a swing failure. We took it out. We literally put in this giant candle. We didn't get to where I wanted to, but ETH is strong, and I think we're going much higher. If you are shorting, then you have, you know, um, you're a marsupial, an underdeveloped mammal. All right. I've been saying that shorts are not worth it. You're getting 1% moves, and then everything is literally just reversing back to where it was. Um, I still think the market is macro bullish. We are going higher. Okay. And we need Drake. I mean, I first mentioned the Drake candle when we were right here. Right. We are the full, like Drake becomes fully erect when 3,200 hits. Okay, that's my TP for ETH. All right, so I did well. All right, Drake did well. Anyways, for Bitcoin or any chart for the matter, so let's chart ETH. Okay, now when I do my analysis, I literally what I do takes a lot of people longer times to do so because I've been in the market. If you give me a chart, I can give you like 10 different setups for a play, right? Um, but I literally take a look at like 7 different charts or 6 different confluences to understand price action and know where we're going, along with other data such as funding fees. Um, I've done all this without pure indicators myself, right? So what I call indicators are those charts. Now, when you open up a chart, right, you want to start on a higher time frame and trickle down. Right, so this is my breakdown. I went over the charts that I look at, but looking at the chart itself, you have to start on a higher time frame and go down. Right, so if we're taking a look at ETH here, we see that we are at resistance. Okay, you can draw your little zone as well. Right, now this is not how I play supply and demand zones, but this is your resistance area. Right, same with Bitcoin. Okay, we are at resistance. Okay, this is the telltale sign of, an upwick, or a just harsh rejection from here. Okay, but if we're going back on ETH, no longs should be taken here, at least on a higher time frame. We are at resistance, so either long pullbacks or you wait for that giant fuck you candle to go up, consolidate, come back down, retest, and then we go higher. Okay. Now, once we find our high time frame resistance and supports, right? I'm just going to start placing SRs. Okay. We look for order blocks. Okay. These are weekly levels. Okay. So once you find these on a higher time frame, mark them out so you know what is what. Then you trickle down. Right. So let's go on the daily. Okay. Let me look at the H12 really quickly. The H12 is goated. Um, yeah, I think we actually come back down lower. Okay. So we have an order block. That was our last higher low. Okay, we also have a breaker there. We also have another one here. Right. Now, what I'm looking for on ETH is finding these. We already know that this is weekly resistance. Okay, I can't see that we have any more resistance until I zoom out a little bit. But we do have an SR point here that we have not retested and flipped to support. Okay, we can easily deviate back here and go back below. So I don't think we get the strong pullback here, but if we are to have a harsh rejection, this order block is going to be where you long. Right? Now you can find other confluences. So if I were to draw fibs here, right? Okay, we have the golden pocket and the 786 fib. All right, let's start drawing some more. Okay, now if you were shorting here with no confirmation, right? Like, what was your like? This was your only confirmation of a short. We had a swing failure and close back below, but guess what? We open up the candle right here, right? So yes, you were lucky enough to get a small little dump of 1%, but then if you had gone, to check up on your boyfriend or do anything else that is non-relevant to your lives, you would have gotten stopped out after if you had placed your stop loss above there, right? Now, trend is still intact. There should be no reason you are shorting anything in the market, at least not Bitcoin. All right? You only short if there's a break of trend and this is your last. Right now this is your last higher low, right? But if we were to go higher a little bit and come back down, right, this is your last higher low. So if we lose trend here, you are looking for a retest and confirmation of a close below, rejection upon the candle open, and then you can short with a tight stop loss. All right? So no reason to short. Maybe a small bearish divergence forming here, but if I were to turn on Oracle, didn't like Batman have something called Oracle? If so, super, super great name. One sec. See, I knew that this was bullish. right? Um, even with, even with a bearish divergence here, you didn't really have a dump. Like this is not a dump, right? That's just strength building up to go higher, right? But look at this. Like this lines up with my zone perfectly. Okay, so if we were to dump from here, that is where I expect us to go, right? So if you are looking for multiple confluences, even if this dumps from here and you short the retest and your top and your stops are high, you should at least take profit of this little area, and your stops would be below the wick, and you target the full climax of that Drake candle. Okay, so if we get that dump, that's where you're going to place your bids. Right, we have multiple confluences, golden pocket 786 fib. We have the daily OB, right? So that's where I'm looking for. Now, what if we don't get it? Then you are waiting until this resistance is flipped. Okay? And flips on a higher time frame do take time. Okay? It's not going to be a closure above, it's a closure above whatever candle, it could be the next one or subsequent candles to come and retest and hold that level. That candle needs to close above as well, and then you will mark it long on that confirmation. Okay? So there's no reason to long here, there's no reason to short here. Right? So I'm not going on a lower time frame. Like I said, I have brain cells that I want to keep. So that is where I'm looking for longs. If I get stopped, I re-long in this area. Now, the ETF narrative is strong right now. Okay, I see it popping up everywhere. We saw what happened with Bitcoin. We got minimal dumps on this way up, right? Minimal dumps and just upwards. Remember what happened after the ETF got approved, right? From 48K down to 38K. So if this is actually true, okay, if we are just riding the coattails of the ETF possible, I'm not saying it's going to happen, then we should go up to here, right? And then if we have a candle down, hopefully it just dumps into our candle. So like, again, no confirmation of longing. Now if you want to buy some ETH spot, you are safe. It doesn't matter. Leverage traders, we are at high time frame resistance. Again, Bitcoin spot price is still below. It's actually getting pretty close. This is healthy. If this is actually healthy, then we're going higher. Um, a lot of coins have actually V-reversed back up. Yeah, this looks good. Gaijin, you're fucked. Link is going to 22. I'm sorry. You had a chance to get out. That was your only chance, in my opinion. Um, Perfect order block filled. Okay. This is the key level that Bitcoin needs to hold. Okay. I still think we can retest it, right? But it's an SR level. It was previously resistance. So again, you're going to find high time frame levels of resistance, right? So we have resistance. We are at resistance. Okay. We have SR here, right? previous resistance, we broke out, we flipped it to support actually, so it's actually support. Back to a daily, right? We see how it was resistance, we broke down, we went up, flipped it to support, right? Again, trickled down to a lower time frame. Previously resistance, right? We haven't had the retest. Yes, we can easily wick into this demand zone here. Okay, this is the level that we need to hold. Okay, if we lose this, right, then let's say we lose it, right, you have a little Bart pattern. Okay, you can see his little hair forming, but come back down, retest this. A wick into here is fine. I don't want to see a 2-hour close below. I want to see a hold of a 4-hour. So if we come back down, wick, right, and then continue to go higher, then this is bullish and we are going to 54K. Okay, why 54K? I like the fucking number. No, I'm kidding. 54K is it's the bottom of this last wick, basically. Okay, so I'm front running it. Let's front run 54K with 53,745. Right, that's going to be your first level. It was previously support. Right, now it's an SR. We lost the support. We never retested the SR level. Right, so that's where you're going to take profit if we do get it. Okay, and then at that point on, I don't know if we're gonna just dump from there. But if we do long, you will take a long scalp attempt. This one's a little bit trickier because this candle there is just annoying as fuck. All right. Okay, so entry at the SR, you DCA within the zone, stops below here. Okay, and then you have about a 2.5 hour trade. Now, this is going to be a riskier trade. I prefer the ETH one over, but the reason why this one is risky is because the R&R isn't great, and we are already at like major resistance here. If we flip this area, right? If we flip this area, you will see one giant candle straight to all-time highs with maybe like a 1 or 2K pullback. All right? So who cares if we fall 1K from here or 2K from here? The literally, if we fall 2K, the trajectory is still up 69K. Right? This morning we had a 2.3K decline, and we are almost back at the highs. Right? So look at that bullish candle. We grabbed all of this liquidity here. Okay, now on a lower time frame, we filled this perfectly and even had a little swing failure on these lows to highs, and now we're back at resistance. So there's your range. Okay. We may revisit this wick here and actually take out these lows. So if we do go, if you see if we don't even retest this level here, but if you see that we go and take out this wick and close back above, right, you will long with your stops below whatever wick that was created. This is not a limit play. Okay, for those that come back and that weren't here on the stream and they go back to take this play, if I see you set a limit here, all right, I will backhand you so hard it will get to your mother. But it's going to be a confirmation play here. All right, so take out the lows here, reclaim range lows, stops below that wick. All right, I'm going to leave that on there so I have a tally of how many backhands I got to do. There we go. I might have posted that chart a few times, but I just added a new line. Okay. Now, if you guys were there for my midnight stream, right, I went over this pattern so many times, okay, and it worked out, right? It higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, rejection from the golden pocket, straight into that order block and higher, okay? But Sol, we are at the bearish retest point of this trend that we have lost, right? Another one that did perfectly. Here we are. Let me bring the Arshimoto over. Right? Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Rejection. And straight into the long. I couldn't have nailed this any better. I literally gave this to you guys on the stream. So not only do I grab tops, but I touch bottoms. So 8% move down. Yeah, go ahead, register me on the sex offender list. And 4% move up. Right? This is one of my favorite patterns to trade. Right? Probably don't register me with the sex offender list because like I'll be banned from Unity and I don't want that. Okay, so again, first things first, you start on higher time frames. Okay, trickle down, find as many confluences as you can. Right now, this one, I really like the setup. I just hope we get a deep enough flush to get that long. But to answer your question, when we miss the liquidity grab, do we visit it right? Not necessarily. It could take, multiple weeks, days, months, or even maybe like the next few, hours to do so. It doesn't necessarily mean we will go to revisit it. Like ETH missed it by just a little bit. Like there was that liquidity, right? But we got close to it, and most of the time you will see it get front ran. So like Sol had a perfect SFP right there, right? So like there was the lows, grab the liquidity, right? Closed above, and that was perfect. Now you can set bids at the previous lows and stops below the wick. You have a very tight stop loss, right? And then you target higher. But if you were to take this low here, right? Again, swing failure of these lows, closed above, retest to the previous lows, and we're higher, right? So on lower time frames, because we had that big move down, you will see supply zones start to form. So here is our supply zone. Okay, like we had bear flags, we had the retest of the bear flag, we have SRs, there's the golden pocket, you have resistance. Sorry, I like my shit color coded. So maybe, I mean, you also have an order block within that zone. So starting TP, right? So this was the last higher low. We made a lower high, or sorry, a lower low, lower high. Okay, we made another lower low. It was previously below here, right? So we may go retest for another lower low, or sorry, lower high, and then further down. All right, so looking for something like that. Okay, let me answer some questions. Still have some funds left that I was saving for a bigger dump. Should I just put most on ETH spot or just DCA as normal? I never suggest going in full, full brute force. Um, you know, you have to, warm her up, foreplay a little bit. So always DCA. Did you say OTW scalp Bitcoin to 48K? What? Yeah, I do think we go to 54K. Can you check AI? Sure, let's do some top-down analysis on AI. Okay. I can't do a whole bunch of these guys. I gotta go in like 15 minutes. So okay. Resistance, resistance, resistance. We flipped it to support. We are now at SR, but we are making higher highs and higher lows still. Um, Trend has not been lost yet. You have an order block here. If I were to actually draw it correctly, it got filled. Still there's liquidity there. You should not long, or if you again, I'm assuming you're lever trading here, but until this is flipped to support, you should not long it. You can set bids at support. Bounce perfectly. So maybe something like this. Because if we do lose last previous high or low, we have broken market structure. Right, this is your last high or low. So losing it, right, then you're looking for that next higher low or lower high, right? Most likely will form, if that happens, that Quasimodo pattern, and then that's where you look to short. Or if you're long trying to get out, right? Like let's say you missed take profit here, and then we go lower, then you're looking for that next lower high to get out, right? But that's where you would possibly take a scalp long. Otherwise, you're waiting for this flip to happen to go long. Most likely, you will get a rejection if these highs are revisited. If I would draw some fibs there as well. There you go. Again, I mentioned this before, right? This is what your daily looks like. Okay? This is what your daily account looks like. Okay? Who cares about the price? Okay? This is what your monthly will look like, right? And then in a few years, this is your portfolio, right? Now, you want to see what leverage accounts look like? Now, I'm talking spot. This is what leverage accounts look like. Okay? Oh, I'm on a hot streak. I'm going to quit life. Right? And then all of a sudden, you start taking bigger risks. And on every single time frame, okay, this is what a leverage trader's portfolio will look like. Okay? Leverage traders, I mean, if you're having a good streak right now, you better protect your money. Right? Because you haven't seen what a full-on bull run is. Okay, you will start shorting random shit that makes no sense only because the price is going up. All right, so and I'm not saying this as disrespect to anyone, but there are only maybe like 2% of good leverage traders in the world. Right? Okay. Um, if port is small, I mean, again, multiple coins have done 50, 60%. Right? If you are trading with a $500 port, all right, and you put $250 in, for example, Ator, okay, Ator did 80% in less than 10 days. Okay, Vanry, gone from my call, anyways, less than 5 days, 50%. I can keep going. FET, less than, I mean, it's easy to make money, right? You just have to find coins and just put money in. So like even if you put 50 or $250 in Vanry and $250 in Ator, you would have almost doubled your account, right? So when it just annoys me when people say that I can't trade spot because my account's $1,000 or $500. There are many plays. You're just getting into the wrong ones. Find the narrative plays. Like the past week, it's been AI. So if you have been trading anything else other than AI, then like it's opportunity cost. You've already missed out. It's okay to sell your coins for a small loss to get into coins that are trending. Don't be attached to losses. Um, Ocean, sure, only because I'm long on spot. I mean, I love getting into long resistance because I have no emotion, right? I longed resistance. We had this wick down. DC did not fill. Ocean still looks good. There's not really anything to go over. AI hype is still there. Now lose and turn 69 cents into resistance, then yes, we will most likely go down to make another. Can even go as down as 56 cents and then continue higher. Ocean is a long-term bag for me. Short-term, that candle is disgusting. This chart actually looks disgusting. We did actually have an SFP, but I think the run on this one is a bit over. Unless, we go back into that narrative. So Ocean is going to take a long time to go to my levels. FTM. Oh, nice. FTM filled my DCA. I haven't checked my port at all. I've been way too busy. FTM is at resistance. Okay, we are at resistance. We actually are looking at a possible bear flag forming. Okay, depending on where you want to take your targets. Right. I mean, a lot of these coins are not the same price as Bitcoin was when we were at 52K levels. We have huge discounts. um, we have not broken. We need to flip this level to go higher. And right now, we have a daily bearish engulfing candle forming. So I think, FTM wants to go a bit lower. Now, what we need to happen is for Bitcoin to just consolidate tightly and let ETH and the alts run. But for now, and I see on a lower time frame, we are making higher highs and higher lows. Trend is still intact, but we still, this candle is disgusting, but we need to get above 43 level. We should be about break even with that DCA fill if you guys took my call. Thoughts on recession news impact on crypto? Bullish. I don't really look at those things. I'm not much of an FA person. I trade TA, so I trade high time frame levels. I don't let those news affect me. Every single time we've had a war going on, we've just gone higher, right? Recession, higher. Crypto crash of 2020, we went higher. Jupe is garbage. I'm sorry, but I don't really care for Jupe. It can go to 0, and I'd be happy with it. But it's literally a dumb fuck coin. I got stopped out break even. It grabbed liquidity and most likely, just ranges here. But yeah, if you're still holding on to Jupe and you didn't sell your airdrop, then I don't know. Enjoy poverty. I don't know what a power ledger is. We've had multiple touches of the support, so it's getting weaker and weaker. Brother, stop tagging me to do ape. If I didn't answer you the first time, I most likely won't answer you the 7th, 5th, 9th, 10th time. Injective. One sec. I gave this over live stream as well the other night. We filled perfectly the order block and we are nice in profit. But let me take a look at this over again. Now we have liquidity grabs all over here. Um, I still think this goes to 42K. Or sorry, 42K. Jesus, I'd be a fucking trillionaire. This thing goes to $42. Okay, one, two, three, four, five rejections from this downtrend. All right, the next one, in my opinion, won't hold. Okay, strong resistance here at the supply zone. Um, do with that what you will. Okay, we have resistance here. We have SR here. Haven't been retested, but that supply zone, if we break above, we will go higher, right? We also are putting higher highs and higher lows on this. Okay, so either this is one giant bear flag forming, or this is an impulse to go higher, right? But it all depends on Bitcoin right now. We should see a rejection from this area, at least minor rejection, and then flip this on the daily. We go higher. If you're looking to get into long on a lower position, then you will set don't know if we revisit these lows here. Perfect bounce from the golden pocket. The next bounce does come at the 786 fib. So 786 fib is where you're going to long. DCA at this order block stops below, and then we target $42. Otherwise, you're waiting for the flip to happen. How the fuck did I draw? Okay, so flip to long or DCA down there. Altura. What a Esrion, what is the oldest chart? Pancake swap. I don't think it's on TradingView. Let's just use this. We are at resistance. We have a giant cup and handle in play. Right, and then the handle. Multiple rejections from this resistance area, but like these weekly candles look really good. So we just need a flip of this resistance, and then you will see 90% move. If you want to get into more of this, that's your buy zone. You can start adding here and then into your buy zone. So add, target, much higher. And here are your high time frame levels. Okay. I'm gonna answer some more questions. At night session, you presented fill, which full, which run full? At night session. Yeah. I gave this to whoever asked. And I said once, I forget what it was. I don't know which chart I used, but yeah. Phil did run from whenever I shared. It's the chart somewhere here. What are some of your short-term and spot-term bags? Beat yourself up.
Hello, Ash.
Hey,
How are you, fella?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you. How's everything going here?
Going well. I'm about to finish up, actually.
Alright, fella. Okay, good. Alright, just came in here just to say hi to you, alright?
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it has been a minute and a half. I'm glad to see you, though. Alright, I'll talk to you all soon. Good night.
You too, man. Have a good one. Not gonna lie, that scared me a little bit. I thought I was talking to a robot. Um, Man, that voice is kind of attractive. Come back. All right. One more coin. I'm not doing Maker. Maker's a shitcoin. Let's see something that I haven't used in a while. Let me see. Nope, not doing Pyth. Is Dusk a shitcoin? Yep, it sounds like dust. XMR? Nope. Shib? Nope. XRP? Absolutely the fuck not. I should just ban you for that. Caspa. Nope, Matic it is. Nope, this is the last chart. Alright, Matic. Oh, damn. Matic. Matic looks really good. And we had a daily breakout, or a 3-day breakout. We are at resistance here with... I mean, this is where it rejects. One sec. Ooh, look at that. Perfect off the demand zone. Invalidating that indecision candle. I doubt you will get this, but if you do, you long that zone, or you add to your bags, and you target much, much higher. A little bull flag breaking out as well. Falling wedge, actually. Or you wait for a flip of this. Trend has not been broken. Yeah, right. I mean, breakout, flip of this. You will long with stops below and still target much higher. Matic looks really good. Buying spot now and DCing all the way down to 87 cents also is reasonable. Shit, maybe I might just do that. Oh, yep. Here. Potential plays for Matic. Alright, guys. I'm gonna head out. I gotta get back to work here, so I'll stop recording.